why party at the end of the week, or we can party on a Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Party on a Podcast. I come to you as Marked, but I have a dope artist with me today. I know I always say that, but we always have dope artists on this. We have producers, everything. But this one's a bit different because I think this touches a whole different volume. Whereas I think I've gone as far as BC Canadian wise. I think this is the first international interview I've had on this podcast. So I'm super stoked to have this guy. This guy's been humble from the jump. We met not even in North America. But yeah. We definitely connected, and it's through Rotterdam, actually. We can talk about that later. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome Hollow Visions.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, man.
International, baby. The very first international. I like that. I didn't know that. Yeah,
man. It's all been Canadian artists so far. So, I mean, it's super dope that way because, I mean, like, it's a reassurance to me that things are actually moving in a direction where I can carry this internationally. Because, I mean, there's through New School Rules where we met. I can easily reach out to people that I've met through there, which are obviously even like overseas kind of deals.
Like
it allows
further out.
Exactly. So it allows me to at least broaden this show, but at least give awareness to people that know me from here and get to find out my connections, but at the same time find out about these artists that they've never found out about. So
hell yeah, man, for sure. No, I think that's one of the cool things of traveling out, venturing out as an artist. You get to make these connections, and it is funny because I feel like it doesn't hit you as you're doing it, but one day you're like, see someone pop up on your feed and you see the cool shit they're doing, and like, yeah, I can actually hit this dude up, and we had a cool time. Yeah, what the fuck? This is crazy. You know, I can connect the dots here, and it's pretty cool, man.
It's funny you say that because I think we've been talking for a little while about connecting on an actual track, and it's funny because a lot of that happens at shows. Like you connect with somebody, it's like, hey, we should do a track together or something like that, and then nothing ever transpires. But the way that we don't have that kind of opportunity to really meet at shows because you're all the way in LA and I'm over here.
COVID, all that shit.
Yeah.
Are you guys still locked down up there?
Nah. I'm so glad about that. I mean, we still get the masks and some restrictions and everything, but we're on our way out. Thank God. Oh my gosh. How is it down there?
It's getting a lot better, man. Like I think people think it's worse on the news for sure, but like over here, I'm walking into fucking stores. I know. I thought you guys. I heard some shit that like you guys were completely locked down, stay at home.
We were at
cats out there, like you guys had it for like longer than most people, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, we had it fine for a minute, and it was like everything was good, but then all the provinces westerly of us were like, "Yo, Nova Scotia's doing something right. Let's go there because they're clean, they're unmasked, and they don't have a lot of cases." I mean, what do you know? Everything gets shut down. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it was so bittersweet because it was like we were doing everything right, and then everybody was like, "Yo, let's go fuck that shit up."
Let's go fuck that shit up. Hey, but I mean, feels like a lot of people did that this year. Hey, you know what? Everything's going good according to plan. Let's just fuck it up right now.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. But I mean, we're on the come up now. So I mean, we're better now. That's for damn sure. Thank God.
That's good, man. Have you guys gotten to the point where you're doing shows at all yet?
Shows have opened up, but it's just there's still restrictions as far as like how many people can. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Capacity. Yeah. But I mean, we're working on it. I mean, I'm working on a show. We're trying to put on a show. I think we were gonna do late August, but the way that availability is looking, it might be like September before I'm putting on like an own show myself. But still stoked to just get back out there because I mean, you just get. I'm sick and tired of not being able to perform. That's the whole point of being an artist for me. Like, creating is dope, but like performing is a whole different aspect of it all.
I feel like when everything got shut down, I remember having this feeling of, oh, okay, fuck, because I was hitting shows left and right. So I was like, you know, it kind of felt good to be like, oh shit, I don't have to do anything this weekend. Like I can kick it, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that lasted about like maybe a month. And then it was like, dude, I got to get the fuck out. Like, where can I perform? And I'm not doing the IG live performances because, dude, no one had the audio right ever.
Like, I did that for like 3
weeks.
I tried it.
One of them. I did one of them.
Yeah.
And it was all right, but nah, dude. It didn't feel the same. It felt like a cheap version of it, you know?
Yeah, like it was way too forced.
Yeah.
Way too forced. And like I said, I did like 3 of them. I was doing it like a party on a Sunday kind of thing. And I was like, I had to pay attention to comments on a screen as opposed to people in the crowd. And it's like, this is so lame in a sense. And it's like, I just can't, I can't do this. I couldn't justify it. And then like, I spoke with somebody, it'll be on the episode before this. Okay. But he was doing the lives like steady every week throughout the pandemic. And I was like, power to you. Cause regardless of how you do it. Cause I mean, you could just literally have the phone in front of you doing the shows with the music in the back. Or however you line that up.
Probably sound better than the fools with the mics connected. Some of those were just bad, man.
I tried that and I was like, I cannot for the life of me get this thing set up. And then like the whole the shops that I was renting like equipment from were restricted as well. So it's like I was trying to organize that and the headache was too much.
Yeah, I feel you,
but man. But yeah, excited to get shows back on the go for sure. I mean, you guys have been doing, I've been seeing on Kiddo's feed a lot that you guys have, there's a lot of like outdoor kind of things popping up.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's finally gotten to the point where everybody's kind of cool now about it. Like, you know, it's kind of going away. There's still those hard asses, some stores that you walk in, mask up, like, you know.
So wait, not everywhere is masked up, right?
So not anywhere. Most places now I walk in without a fucking mask, no one says anything, you know. And I did get vaccinated, so I'm not just an asshole. But yeah, like, I got the vaccination too. I'm not just
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty open now, man. Like I don't really see if places do have capacity limits. I haven't noticed them because motherfuckers are packed like sardines everywhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess that whole, I mean, yeah, it's looking good, dude. The first show we had, because we leveled up, man, during this whole pandemic. We all kind of sat back, and instead of like, fuck, we gotta throw IG shows, we gotta do this, we gotta still be in the, we're like, nah, fuck that. Like, let's level up personally now. Like, you know, let's level up from where we've been, where we've had to. So we ended up getting our own warehouse space during COVID.
Yeah, I saw that.
All the government assisted money that we got, any money we did have, we put all that into leveling our studio up. So now we have screen printing capabilities. I got a little too high before this. Capabilities. We got fucking straight whole like video sets that we're building. Like, we just have the space for all these things now. So we focused a lot more on the image. You know, I dropped a project during COVID, and you know, just stayed in front of the eyes like that, man. Like letting people into the fold and see how we're building up, you know. And that first show we did was kind of like a come see all the shit we did, you know. And we were
see
able
how
to
we truly leveled up.
Yeah, see that all that little clips you saw. This is the fucking product at the end, you know. Like, and yeah, that very first show was a fucking hit, dude. I feel like people were just so starved for it, but we had the house packed out, dude. And the minute I hit that stage again and got the crowd interaction, it was like, fuck, I can't believe we went this long without this shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Like that's the shit I missed, and I was like, I don't think, like you said, I don't think I'll actually realize how much I missed it until it happens again.
Yeah.
Until that opportunity is put in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, with all that being said, I mean, you've answered some of the questions already, which is perfect. But I like to do a background dive just to get things like essentially started, but we've already been going for like 15 minutes, so it's all good. Origin story is what I like to focus on, just to find out like where everything started. where the name started, why the name, and just basically where did Hollow Visions really begin?
Huh? Um, so I've been into music like pretty much my whole life. I did a lot of like super into the guitar as a kid. I used to write songs on the guitar. I was in choir in high school, and like really got a lot of fundamentals like in music, you know, like an appreciation for the sound itself and all that. And when I started rapping like out of high school. I had already like been freestyling here and there, but never took it serious. Around 2013, I started that up. And yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I kind of got lost right now.
It's all good.
Hollow Vision is the name. I don't have like that crazy story. Like this name meant this to me. That, you know, I just remember sitting there thinking and like what kind of felt good. Like what kind of feelings were I feeling at the time, and a lot of my music was a little deeper, diving into past traumas and shit like that right off the bat. You know, I feel like at the beginning was more of like a therapy for me. So a lot of my earlier music was very deep, you know, very
meaningful.
like emotional driven like that. It wasn't too much like party shit or, you know, good vibes. So I don't know. I think hollow was an emotion I was kind of feeling a lot at the time. So it kind of felt like it, once the word slipped out, you know, I said it not really consciously thinking about a meaning. And it just kind of felt right, you know. And the visions added onto that, it just felt like that was like a perfect little combination. So hollow visions, and it just kind of, I felt like it represented the way I was feeling at that time, you know.
Fair enough, man. No, and it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. It spoke to you at the time, but at the same time, it still carries now. And plus, it's a name it's very unique in the sense of I've never heard anybody even remotely close to that name. So
yeah.
Searchability is always a good thing to check.
That is you know, and it's like I find myself like a few years back too, like I was in a point in my life where I was like, kind of like reevaluating. I was thinking about rebranding, you know, a couple of years back. I know you recently rebranded, right? Like you're on a rebranding tip. So I kind of went through that, like you have to as an artist, right? So exactly. I like sat there and I was thinking like, all right, Hollow Visions almost just feels like too much of it's like a mouthful, you know? So I was trying to like cut it, like find different names, something, you know? But the more deeper I got into thinking about it, like how it represents me, and they say your names, like even the names you choose, they represent you in a certain way, and you got to reevaluate what those words mean, you know, because it has power over your life, or, you know, how you represent yourself, your path through it. But it just felt like the name became a lot more stronger to me. Like it still represented me for different reasons, but like it still felt right, you know? So I ended up just sticking with Hollow Visions instead of rebranding, or, you know, like going through it, it made more sense to me now. So I think that's been a cool thing, like the evolution of the name, and it was the meaning, but the name stayed the same to me, you know, like.
Yeah, and the whole, well, even the idea of trying to reevaluate if that was the name you should stick with, it says a lot, because you did stick with it. I mean, instead of, because I mean, if you try and get like different versions of it, or just switch a word even around, you're taken away from the origin of where it came, of why you did it in the first place. But the thing is, with like, that was with me though, but at the same time, like, it's funny because it was Epidemic, the EPDMC, and people got really weary about it, thinking it was a whole pandemic thing going on in the world. That's why I changed it. And I had to shut that down, because it's like I felt like I was in a box as a rapper with that, and I didn't want to be put in any kind of box. So I wanted to be able to, like, and I've been so anxious about trying to change that name for years. It's just the fact that Epidemic just kind of stuck. People knew who he was, and it was like, but I got to do this for me, because I mean, like, if it's not their journey, it's not their story, it's mine. And I had to fucking make that jump and just fucking do it, because I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm gonna regret it later, because I'm just like, if I stick with this name and I know I wanted to change it, it'll just eat me alive later on. And
I feel like definitely like that, like, you can, like, I feel that when you said that you felt like you were boxed in, because I think I was feeling that same thing when I was thinking about my name, you know, like This is saying, yeah, I'm spinning that same boxed in feeling. Because yeah, man, the way you represent yourself is everything. And if your music is changing and that name no longer represents that, like, yeah, that's a smart choice, you know. I know a bunch of homies that have changed their name, and it's funny because even the style they go into with that name, I'm like, damn, that shit fits that style perfectly. Your image now that you've chosen with that name and that style, it's like, damn, you packaged it right. Like you understand it, you know, like that's crazy. So I think, yeah, change is good, man. Change is definitely good. I'm trying to figure out how to change myself now and still stay as genuine as possible to my style or my beliefs.
It's a tough game. It's a tough game to figure out in that sense.
Hell yeah, man.
So, as far as inspirations go, I know you're definitely hip hop, but when you started, were the inspirations different from they are now, or are they the same? If they are different, why do you think they've changed so much?
I grew up on a lot of like classic rock. I grew up on gangster rap and great gangster rap and classic rock, man. That was like shit.
That's a dope combination, though.
But yeah, I mean, dude, the Doors are my favorite band, arguably my favorite band. I grew up heavy on watching Jim Morrison or like reading his poetry, seeing, you know, the movie depictions of him, like, you know, so I always really was drawn to that vibrant stage presence, like, because that motherfucker was punk rock before punk rock, you know, like,
exactly.
So I was drawn to the showmanship. I was drawn to the entertainment value of the shit. Like, I feel like one of the things that's always stayed constant, whether it be music or anything I do, I love entertaining. I love being the reason why it's like people are happier, people are enjoying their times. Right. So I went to culinary school as a kid because I love cooking for people and seeing that smile on your face when you eat that food. So I've always been a people pleaser, I think. And definitely just the stories and the way those rock and roll cats live. Like, I just knew music was in my future. Like, I wanted to be on the road. I wanted to fly to fucking the Netherlands and meet all you crazy motherfuckers and have, you know, like bounce around from Spain to Paris. Like, we're living the life. Like, this is, you know, so I think rock and roll had a huge impact on me at an early age because that whole lifestyle just felt like sick. When it comes to more hip hop shit, the shit that kind of got me there, Kanye West, always number one, always top for me. I just grew up in that. I grew up in that era where Kanye was God. You know, like, this motherfucker was single-handedly holding up conscious hip hop and fucking, you know, that old school fucking feeling in a time where
what was the album?
Club music.
What was the first album?
Well, I remember being like in 7th grade and College Dropout coming out, and I remember his whole story tripping me out. Like, and I was pretty sheltered as a kid, but I had that one friend, and we all have that one friend in like middle school that starts to show you all the music, and you're like, what? There's a life like this, you know?
I had a family member like that, like an extended relative.
There's always just that one motherfucker, dude, that one little scumbag that steals the little CDs from the CD shop. Boom. So this fool was always, I remember him telling me about, he just fucking blew his face out in a car accident, bro. Look, check out this video through the wire. And I remember he's like, his fucking mouth his jaw's wired shut, bro. And he's still rapping. And I remember thinking, God damn, that's crazy. So I think that was like my first, like, I had listened to hip hop before, like that, you know, Snoop Dogg and all that shit, the classics that are always playing in the background. But the first time I think I really paid attention to hip hop was Kanye West, you know, in that like 7th grade time. And then I fall into the normal because of the Dave Chappelle show and all that shit, like all the people he ever had. I remember watching Common for the first time when him and Kanye do The Food, and that performance to me was so fucking crazy, you know. So I had a lot of influences that way. I think in hip hop, it was always him. I love The Game. The Game was huge at that time, especially when the GU Not shit popped off. I remember thinking how fucking dope that shit was. I remember being a fan of 50 Cent, and the minute this motherfucker said GU Not, I remember switching lanes so quick, and I said, fuck 50 Cent. It's all about the I've always been a flip-flopper, like, but no,
That's crazy.
Those were the early influences that I think that really kind of pushed me into it. And I was always just curious, you know. Played guitar early age and shit like that. So music was always been kind of something just there.
So would you say those inspirations are still relevant now?
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think I'm at a weird place right now where I'd rather listen to a podcast than music. You know, like
it's that generation right now. It
I
just
think
changed.
so. And I think there's just, an oversaturation sometimes of music and how it's put out. Like, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm a little tired. So the things I still fall back on are those old inspirations. So
Yeah.
definitely those are all still more than relevant right now for me, because I feel like I'm at a time where I'm not really looking into the new music or something as heavy, like I'm finding small inspirations like that cat Mick Jenkins, Vince Staples just dropping shit, Freddie Gibbs is fucking hard,
man.
Yeah, man, the cats like that, they're still kind of popping up and making me feel like those are the cats that inspire me, I think, nowadays. But I do find myself looking more back into the past and the shit that I used to listen to for inspiration.
Definitely. It's funny that you say that, because it's funny that nowadays I'm hearing with every interview I do, every podcast I do, those inspirations aren't exactly the A-list artists that everybody that you would normally think of. Some are, and there are the A-list, like you're saying, like The Game, Kanye West. But when you say people like Freddie Gibbs, Vince Staples, it puts it into perspective, and it's nice to hear that, like, those, maybe I don't like to classify them, but like B or C list artists are the ones that people are looking up to, because I feel like that's more attainable, that's more achievable, and that's a level that people can financially be stable and still hold creative control.
Yeah, I think from people that look at what we do from the outside, and I've had these conversations, and it's funny to see. It's very hard for them to understand the level of success you can get at like a Snow the Product level, or at like, that's still very successful. Just because I'm not on the radio and being this person, which I think she just got on the radio too. But you know, at 32 though, like, look, that's her big break now at 32, which is cool because that speaks more to like, like that whole shit. What people see as success in the hip hop game.
Yeah.
That's not even close to what it really is. I'd be happy being at a Freddie Gibbs level. Like, I'd be more than happy. I'd be ecstatic if I could be there.
Yeah.
Like I would love that shit. That fool Amine, he's got some fucking hits on the radio, but that fool's relatively underground too. Like, he don't really get that love like that, Yeah. So that's another little step. And yeah, I mean, I've learned that now, that we're all just kind of an arm reach away from that shit.
It's one step, one rung away, but it's just a matter of how far away that rung is and how willing you are to work for that rung.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah.
But it is just that dope, because I, like, over the years, like, I always thought I'd be that big artist I could be that big artist, but then I was looking at like relativity. I was looking at like Canadian artists that aren't exactly top tier, but they're doing music full time, like Sunreal. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah, no, my lady listens to Sunreal, dude. That's funny.
And I mean, like, that's one that I always go back on, because he's made a career, but he's not an A-list artist by any means, but he's making it work. What's that?
I didn't know he was Canadian.
That's dude.
What the fuck?
But that's what I mean. Like, that's where that kind of hits home, because like as Canadians, it's hard to really base it off of anybody else, because who do you have? The Drakes, the Justin Biebers, like the Weekends, like
Tory Lanez too, right? Tory Lanez.
Yeah, Tory Lanez. Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. But I mean, you have those guys that are like top tier artists, and it's like,
and then nothing in between.
Damn, exactly. You have us, and then them. It's like, you got to find the people. You really got to look for the people in between.
That's a hell of a rung, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where that comes back into play. But I mean, that's where Sunreal fits in there with me, and it's a little bit more attainable and a little bit more realistic to look at. So
there's a market everywhere for everything,
And I'd be satisfied, like more than satisfied, being like just like that kind of level touring artist.
Yeah,
rest of my life.
Being able to go out fucking 20, 30 times a fucking year and making a decent amount of money, to where 6 figures, bro. If I can go make 100,000 a year just doing this, that's successful as fuck to me. I got an uncle that had to work fucking 10 years in college and do all this shit to make that much money. You telling me I can make some stupid songs about how I feel and I can go make 100,000 a year?
Exactly.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that part. You know?
It's just fine. It's that rung, man. It'll come back to that conversation. I'll have this. I'll be able to come back to this conversation and talk about that, because it's like we are literally that one step away, that one rung away. But it all comes down to how far away that rung really is to you and how willing you are to get to it. You know,
I think we're at a crazy point in like hip hop music in general, but mainly hip hop. I think because I feel like there was always kind of like a time limit on hip hop artists.
I hated that.
I feel like we're the only musical genre that frowns upon older people rapping. Like, we'd rather listen to like 16-year-old talk about his life problems to relate to than a 30-year-old who's lived that life already, but I think this is that generation of underground rappers that are kind of breaking that mold. Like I brought up the Snow the Product, seeing that she's 32 or 33 and just getting her first radio stuff, and being as successful as she is and being a complete independent artist and, all that shit. And it's exciting to see because it's like, I'm getting older, we're all getting older. And it's cool to see that, we're still very relevant. And it's a cool sign of the times to see that it's appreciated more,
Yeah.
Like there, that shows me more that there's a bigger market now in this underground scene. Like there's more food at the bottom than the top right now.
Yeah. And even if you want to put it at like a mainstream level, you look at people that have had lengthy careers that are still doing it. Like you have Nas that just put out that last album that he did, Grammy nominated. Was it not?
Yeah.
Grammy winning, maybe even.
I don't think he won, did he?
I think he won for something. It doesn't matter. Irrelevant to the point. But like
that kind of shows you how good the album was.
Yeah, but like right. But you got like Jay, you got even Eminem, as controversial as and touchy as Eminem can be nowadays, but you got Snoop that's still making music. Like they're passing the test of time.
Eminem's a goat, dude. Fuck that. I'm not. Gonna,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna cancel Eminem, dude. I am not gonna cancel Eminem.
No, definitely not.
I'm done.
But like, but those guys have at least allowed us to see that if you put in the work, if you stay dedicated, you can do this for a lengthy amount of time. You just have to be willing to not give up, because people say, "Dog, you're too old for this now."
Yeah.
And like I thought my shelf life, and I was told, and I fucking hated it, and I'm proving my point now and forever that I was told that there was a shelf life for, like you said, hip hop genre. And it was at 30. And I was like, if you didn't make it by 30, you best think your music is more like a hobby. And I was like,
yeah.
And this is from a radio host in the city. And I was like, but he's a host of it's like top 40, but it's not, it's like more family safe top 40. You know what I mean?
That motherfucker runs the Disney Channel radio station. But
it's like all the radio friendly stuff that you wouldn't put like rap on. Like the only rappers that are on it is like the local one that like has like Classified. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's from here. Okay. And he's done very well for himself as far as like career wise, but like he's the only one that's on there, and maybe like the pop version of Nelly that's out there in the music world.
I thought Nelly was the pop version, man.
Exactly. That's my point. Like that's the music that plays on that station. And I was like, you can't, like, I know your like knowledge of music is plentiful, but you can't tell me I have a shelf life. You can't, you just can't do that. Like if I haven't made it by 30, I gotta reconsider my whole life and passion. Like, like, it like, I don't need to go into a tangent like that, but like it just bothered me because it's like, you brought it up as well, and it was like, damn, this is exactly what I was hearing on my end too. So it's not just me.
It's like, it's underground hip hop, all this shit. We're little bitches, dude. We're little bitches. We all like have some shit to hate on. We always like, like I grew up around that shit. Like the fools that would just mean mug you when you're fucking rapping at a bar, and they're all other artists. The only people in the crowd are other artists, and everybody's too afraid to clap or doesn't want to give a fuck. You know, like that's the kind of underground scene we come from, at least. You know. So yeah, I think all that shit's bullshit. Like, you know, people frown upon so many things, like someone assisting you on a track, writing some shit, like helping with the hook. Like fools are just so bitter and want to be like, no, everything has to come from me. Everything. It's like, bro, that's not how good music's made. If there's one thing I think that I took from the new school rules shit, it was all about longevity. How do you create that? How do you manifest that for yourself and really work towards it? And it was about the creative process, not being afraid to let people in. You know, that's the one thing about EOTR that we took and came back and actually talked about. Hey, if you know Hollow's really good at hooks and that's his thing and you need help, hit him up. What melody should I use? What do you think of this? What words can I tweak? You know, Max is amazing at verses, dude. Like, you know, hey, I feel like I don't want to use this word. What's another word I can use? Or how can I structure this different? You know? Like shit like that. Like, so people like in our little shit, we got to be not afraid to ask for help, or more open. And, you know, dude, I mean, I think it's being shown left and right. I think there's so many artists out there that are breaking the mold and are in their 30s and have this underground fame and just got there, you know. Like I think there's people breaking that mold all the time. I'm excited for this generation of rappers, you know.
Yeah, man, for sure. I had overcome that boundary though in asking for help, because like I was raised on the do it yourself, don't do it yourself, and the whole not having a ghostwriter for shit, and like not that anybody's gonna write my whole shit, but like I don't mind. Like there's a hook on, I think, Cloud Chasing, that like one of my last songs that I released is Epidemic. I asked a buddy to can you write me a hook, because I know you're good at writing hooks, and I just cannot think of this hook for the life of me. And he wrote it, and I just added like one or two words just to make it smoother for me. Exactly. And it worked. And I was like, I have no problem in giving you props to being part of that track, because like I could not have pieced that track together without you. And like I think that was the point where I was like, I gotta stop being so stubborn sometimes about being an artist and asking for help, because it's like you want to be that independent solo dolo whoever and say you did it all on your own, but there's always times where somebody's going to need help. And you just gotta put your ego to the side, your pride on the shelf for a second, and just go.
I mean, getting that track the best it can be is ultimately what the goal should be, you know. Like you're writing this whole shit. What's the point of writing a whole song and you love the verse, but that hook sucks, and now no one's gonna listen to it because they can't get past that hook, or like, you know, like it's not attention, you know, like ultimately you help yourself out more and you give people more of a chance to really see your writing if you get help with shit like that, you know. Like gotta pull them in, man. So I definitely feel like that's something I've learned as well. Like even with my I have a long time engineer that I've used since my first project. And me and him are at a point now where, like, one, he's an amazing engineer and his little tricks and his whole shit's amazing, dude. And he's going to start getting, like, producer credits at this point, because this motherfucker, like, comes in and will rearrange or, you know, add those little extra layers or these things on my voice. And, like, you know, he'll help me structure the song sometimes.
Right.
And that was something I was super uncomfortable with at first, too. Like, I was like, no, motherfucker, no auto-tune. No, that's too much reverb. It doesn't even sound like me anymore. It's like, oh, okay, now let's get it to the very best it can be, you know. So that's been a process, but you know, I feel like we're finally kind of there, and I'm kind of making the best shit that I can right now, you know.
And like you said, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, because I mean, you got to be able to be noticed as an artist, as a whole artist, because I mean, if you're not willing to accept your flaws, they're just going to be exposed when you may make it and they try and get something out of you. And it's like, well, why can't you do the hook? Why can't you write the hook? You wrote a dope ass hook that got you signed. What happened? And it's like, you just got to be able to be ready no matter what, be able to say like, this person did this person did this, but not be afraid of it. So
credit where it's due, man.
And I gladly will do that nowadays, because like I think I hit 30, and I think I hit a point where it's like I think I just need to give credit a lot more where it's due, because there's a lot of people out here that are doing a lot of good work, and a lot of talented individuals that don't get the shine that they deserve. And it's like if I can give them just a little bit more shine or a little bit more recognition to what they're doing, it makes me feel like I'm not being an asshole in the industry, as opposed to I'm giving them an opportunity. I don't want to be that guy to give an opportunity, but I would love to at the same time, because I wasn't given those opportunities coming up in the industry. Like there's so many ways and so many lanes that people can assist you and promote you that costs nothing. And that's a big one nowadays too. But like I just got to the point where it was like, okay, what can I do to make the next generation of people coming out of here a little bit more successful than what I was given?
Yeah,
definitely. Because if we don't create a lane for them, they're going to be stuck in the same lanes that we have. Or if I don't help, like at least push them in a direction, say maybe try this, because I guarantee you this has either not been done before or it's going to work.
I've tried all the other ways, man. This is,
trial and error.
I did all the errors for you, man. This is the way, like, this is shit, and in a way that cements your legacy in this shit too. Like you're a part of the history of this music and the evolution for Canadian artists, when you now become the step up for people in a way where it's not like demeaning. It's a, hey, exactly. I'm trying to do this for the better of my scene, my people. I give a fuck about this so much. It wasn't always just about me, I give a fuck. And in the end, I feel like that shit comes with its perks as well, right? People are more willing to want to work with you or give a fuck, especially when it's advice. When it's a genuine shit, because you can always tell when people are doing shit for something. But if it's if it's coming out of a genuine fucking place, then I think people can't deny it. I think that's something that we've tried to do here at East of the River. We've tried to be very genuine, and we've tried to put on the little homies from the scene. We always give people a chance, like some of the producers that we work with now. The producer that did my whole last EP, right. He was the little homie that would just stop by. We didn't know him. He would just stop by because he worked down the street, and we do Fridays on First. We'd start rapping. So we'd take out the DJ setup and the speakers on the sidewalk on a Friday and just start rapping while people were walking by from 1 p.m. to like 5 p.m., dude. And that's it was dope. Just every Friday did that shit. And he would just stop by. Then he comes through, shows us, oh, I make beats. Then he starts going to fucking LA recording school. Now he's a dope motherfucker. And that whole last project, me and him got together, and that wouldn't have happened if we weren't looking out for our community or giving the little homies a chance, and I think that's very important. It helps you out, and it helps out the healthiness of the scene,
Yeah, for sure, bro. No, and I mean, it's definitely good to hear, because I mean, that's what we're trying to create here. There's a lot of avenues here, as small of a place as we are, that there's avenues here that are being created to allow the resources to be brought to those artists, those independent artists, and those shyer artists, for sure, because there's a lot of people that don't want to step out because they're afraid, or they don't have the confidence yet, and we don't have things in place to actually give them that opportunity without like forcing them to jump on the stage right away.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's about time. Then, like you said, things are changing now, where this generation of music rappers, artists are just they're going to be a lot more well equipped.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
I mean, as we were, like the generation before us. I mean,
yeah.
We came in. I feel like that's like this whole age group, like everything in life. We've come in at the end of one thing and the beginning of another thing. So we're like that little middle baby. Like,
we were there when the CDs started we had to do our own CDs ourselves, but now we're here when social media is the controller.
Exactly, dude. And that's like everything that we do. We're just that middle people. So,
we came up in a weird time, bro.
I feel lucky to be here. Yeah, I feel lucky to be here at this time, because I got to live in the past and I got to see the future. Like,
it's a dope way to look at it too.
No, for real, dude. Because you got some people that just grew up with wagons, dude. We grew up with wagons and cars, bro. Like so it's some sick shit, dude. It's cool, dude.
Yeah. Where are we now? When it comes to home, let's change it up. When it comes to home life, what's the daily routine look like?
You know, dude, I just started working again for the first time in a long time. So right now it's looking about, I'm going to work like around 8, work all day, hit up people, you know, get my shit set up. And right now I've been trying to double up and just film as much as possible. So I've been a real busy man, dude. I've been filming. I've been
You do
working.
film?
No, not filming. I mean, like for music videos.
Okay, yeah. So is it your music videos or is it for other people's music videos?
Well, my music videos, but also like when we have things like the money track that we just dropped. I don't know if you got to see that.
Yeah.
You know, I was here to help set up for everybody's scenes,
oh shit,
you know?
Okay, yeah.
And we kind of have been doing that for each other lately. You know, Max was here last night helping me set up all my shit and really be the guy that I can lean on. So we've been just trying to do that, man. I'm trying to balance that home and studio life like always, but you know, right now we have a lot going on, so it's exciting. I feel like I have to be this kind of stressed to be productive because like it felt like I got a lot of shit done when I was off of work or, you know, being able to really be in the pandemic shit. I got a lot of shit done, but at the same time, once I kind of got a project out or something like that, I found myself lacking like the inspiration or lacking the creativity. So I feel like I have to be fucking stressed, waking up at 4 a.m.
I'm the same now though.
Home at 12. Yeah.
So I got like the podcast, I got streaming now, and I got music, and now I have a kid on the way. So I mean,
I saw that.
Like, dude, stress?
Oh yeah,
just beginning. Baby
stress. Yeah, you got a whole nother level, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Viva Mescal just had a baby. Actually.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
I mean, I saw. I think I saw that too.
I see it on him too, man. I see that wear and tear. You up for a roller coaster, man?
Yeah, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I mean, like I've been. You can only and they say you can only be so ready for it at the same time. But
yeah, for sure.
Like the way that I've been rolling these things out, like I've been staying busy now because when that comes, I'm gonna have to taper down on that end. So I'm doing everything now to at least understand where like the level that I need to be, or at least come back to.
Yeah, when you got to get that ball moving. Yeah, you want to hit a certain height so you can kind of coast. You know,
exactly.
And then come back in at a good
for the point. Time being, and then come back like I never left. You know.
You know, it's funny. Mescal was saying that the whole time, and he was putting in crazy amounts of work. That fool put out a whole album, put out a video for damn near every one of those fucking songs. He was like, in every interview, this motherfucker did all this shit. And then the baby came, and this motherfucker, it was somehow balanced, being there most of the time with the kid, but still performing at a high level. Like this motherfucker's in New York right now, and I'm like, how do you do that with a newborn? Yeah, like, you know, but that mother, he's figured it out, you know, like he's giving as much time as he can there, while still kind of like trying to keep, you know, the ball rolling. So I think you're one of those people too that's gonna figure it out, and you're not gonna be gone that long. No. You know, like I feel like you're hungry enough.
I'm excited for it because I think it's gonna bring a whole new level of inspiration too.
Yeah,
and creativity, like you said.
Yeah. Yo, bro, I already know there's gonna be one music video with you holding that baby. Yeah. At least, if not multiple. If not, that's the go-to rapper daddy move. Have that baby on your arm with that serious ass look in the rain.
Yes, sir. I guess we'll keep it going with the home life. What's favorite pastime, or what do you do in the free time if you're not making music?
I fucking got so into video games during this fucking pandemic, dude. And mind you, I'm garbage at all these fucking games. Like Call of Duty. My friend, it was to the point where like when I was first starting to play with these motherfuckers, the whole team would die and they'd be like, oh fuck. All right. Just die quick, dude. Let's get another game started. I'm like, hey, fuck you, I'm gonna try out. Yeah, but I got into that shit, man.
I did too.
I've always been a movie head. I love movies, man. I feel like that was a big thing in my life as a kid too. So I was going back and rewatching so much shit, dude. Watching Meet Joe Black not too long ago. Fucking Good Will Hunting, the deep shit, you know, the hardcore ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was movies and games throughout most of this pandemic, man. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was me for the first little bit, and then I had to get it. Like I was forced myself to get some kind of job that was still open at this point because I was like, if I don't, I'm gonna become a part of this couch for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, it had to be done, you know? It had to be
Yeah.
As we come to the end of the interview, I like to touch on like favorites or top artists or top songs, specifically because it's Party on a Podcast, which is based off of Party on a Sunday. Top 3 Sunday jams right now.
Oof.
I know it puts you on the spot, but it
Top 3 Sunday jams, huh?
yeah. Either right now or of all time, whatever ones you can come up with, I guess.
God damn, that's a
like
tough
something
one.
that either gets you through a hangover, something that kicks off your week, or something that just allows you to relax for the day.
I just really enjoyed listening to like Sublime and shit on Sundays with that little baby hangover. You know, we took this trip to Garden Grove, smell like Lou Dog inside the van. It just always reminded me of being hungover and a piece of shit. So it was fucking, it was good.
It's one.
Fuck. That's one.
Yeah.
I like to golf on Sundays. I'm a golfer now as well. So I'm a golfer now, bro. That's why I got the polo and everything.
I see this.
Ready for the leagues, baby. And my uncle, I go golfing with. That motherfucker's always bumping like rock en español type of shit and like those smoother jams too. Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Mana.
Is that a song name or an artist name?
That's an artist name, Mana.
I don't know that.
I'm gonna send you a fucking link.
Yeah, do that, please.
So pretty much, that beautiful Mana shit. And you know some James Brown, man. Some James Brown on a Sunday.
You can't go wrong.
Right back up.
Yeah,
those are the Sunday jams, man. You know, I kind of try to keep it light. You know, a little light. You know, don't go too deep.
No, definitely not on a Sunday. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Top 5 artists right now. Doesn't matter the genre. Doesn't matter
the time.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Yeah. Top 5 artists. Okay.
Kanye,
I usually like to do like of all time, but like that's a hard. It takes too long to get into that argument, and there's really no argument. But
all right, if it's who I'm kind of listening, if it's the people I'm listening to right now, I'm listening to a lot of Isaiah Rashad, Mick Jenkins. I would somehow always listen to Doja Cat. My lady really likes Doja Cat. So we listen to Doja Cat. And you know, she's fucking fire. I've been kind of going back into the Red Hot Chili Peppers stuff and a bunch of different random emo bands that I've been like from my past. I've been kind of going down memory lane. I was listening to Taking Back Sunday the other day, The Used. I was listening to My Chemical Romance and all that shit. So I've just been kind of everywhere now with it. Yeah, with music.
And it's funny, just to go back on the whole Doja Cat, like when she first came out with that whole fucking cow, whatever cow. Yeah, when she came up with that, I was like, this chick can't be for real. But now, like the stuff that she's got on the radio, like that was just a ploy to get into the system, into the industry.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that's what I was saying too. I was telling my lady actually, I was like, she wasn't that great of an artist at the beginning, and I feel like she fucking zoomed into a pretty great artist now. Like her, I like her structures. I like the way she puts it together. You know, like their feel good song. You know, and
she's got a slang to her voice that just kind of carries a lot further.
Makes you feel good, warm and fuzzy inside. Yeah. She's killing it, dude. She's killing it. But yeah, that's been on the rotation too. That's funny.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah. That's crazy. Favorite song of all time, if you can think of one. This is the all-time. This is the only all-time question I get. Favorite song of all time, no matter the genre either.
It's either 10 Years Gone or Little Wing. All right, so 10 Years Gone by Zeppelin or Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix.
Interesting. Okay.
Those songs, something about that.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but I can see that.
Yeah, if I'm gonna go all-time favorites, it's definitely never gonna be a hip hop song. not to be an asshole, but there's just so much intricacy to like these older bands, and like when you see just the arrangements that they made themselves with instruments, you know, and especially when they perform them live and kill it. Like, the writing structure, everything.
There's no other vibe like it though.
You know, dude, my thing was, look, when I was in choir, one of the biggest things and why I like and I've never been embarrassed, you know, of having been in like these advanced choirs and all that shit is because you don't know true happiness or joy until you're in a cathedral in New York City with all natural acoustics, with 20 people around you, and you all hit the perfect note together, and your whole body is vibrating. Your whole fucking skin is like pulsing through, like, and you're hitting such a low fucking note, but it reverberates through the whole cathedral. Like, that's true happiness. So when I listen to songs with big arrangements like that, like the Zeppelins and all that shit, even like fucking big band shit, Frank Sinatra, when those fucking, that swell of trumpets and all this shit hits, like there's this vibration that I feel just crawls across your skin that you just can't beat it. And I don't think I've ever gotten that from hip hop, unless it was a like Kid Cudi track or that honestly, that shit Kid Cudi and fucking Kanye West did together was so amazing. Like that fuck, I forget, the Reborn or whatever. Reborn, yeah, you could see ghosts and shit like that, dude. Some of the like the harmonics in that shit were so.
But that's also that comes back to the whole Kanye thing that we started with, right?
Yeah,
because Kanye's got a whole different
understanding, I think, of music, of music and arrangement. Well, go for it. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, because where you come back to how he started, which inspired a lot of his production, was the voice, because he couldn't use his voice as much as he could because of the wired shut. So he always made, I think I read somewhere that he always made an effort to use vocals in his production, regardless if it's actually in the song or not. But like, it's always part of it. So just those tones and everything, they just hit differently when you find out it's a Kanye produced track. You can understand it a lot more, you can feel it a lot more. It just connects,
I feel like he's definitely one of those artists, no matter how crazy the motherfucker is, or he's crazy in a certain sense, but I've heard the man talk, I've heard this shit, like there's something back there that, like, there's a meaning towards why he's saying a lot, or doing whatever he's doing. It comes out stupid, but I think he's one of those cats that pours out so much of himself into his music that you can feel it. And that's, I think, something that I've always strived for. Like, I wanted to put so much of my raw emotion into recording a track that I want you to just feel that shit coming out of that speaker. I'm sure you felt this too, when a producer sends you a beat and you write to it and you just somehow fall into that same emotion he was in when he made it. Like, there's something magical about that. There's something nice about that. And I think you can hear it in songs when you're not on point with what, the vibe.
Yeah, you can just tell the connection's just not there with the vocal compared to the production.
Yeah, just the matched energy levels, man. And I feel like that's something we learn as time. And I think that's why music is getting so much better, or this genre is so crazier, because we've had longer to do it.
Yeah.
We're no longer out at 26. Like, we're here 30. We've learned we've learned our voices, if anything. Like, I think I've learned my voice now to where I know I can fucking I don't care if the song's not that great, but it's going to be good. It's going to be just good, like undeniably good, because I just know how to use my shit. Yeah. May not be the greatest song, but it's going to be good.
It's taken a little while, but we've got it. We got it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I think that took a little bit for me to understand too, moving forward. And with the rebranding, I had to have a lot more, like, I just started singing a lot more. I allowed a lot more confidence in my voice, just because it was like, if nobody's going to tell me I'm good if I'm not good. Like, they can tell me all they want, but I know when I sound good. Yeah. So it's just a different, it's growing up with the music and understanding it and taking the time to actually do the work. And
do the work, not just fucking plow through and not learn from your bullshit,
and not look for the fucking easy way out.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I get it all the time from my uncles. See, you need to make a track like that. See, that's why they're on the radio there. I was like, yeah, fool, but no one's gonna know about them 5 years from now. Like, that fool's gonna be here and gone. Like he's not gonna be relevant. He's gonna be broke as fuck. I was like, I'd rather not ever make $1 million off of one track, but make $1 million in my career. Or make a one-hit wonder. Exactly, like that shit where I could be 50 years old and go rock a fucking show and still have that 50, 60 people that'll come out in the hardcore, like, even if I didn't make it to the top. That's cool, dude. That cult following.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I actually, that's part of the next thing that I was gonna ask. So
segues, baby, segues.
It's perfect. It's like, and you're just hitting them right now. It's fantastic.
I've had practice.
So I do this little game of this or that, just quick off the top kind of just rapid fire kind of decision. Try not to think too much. Answer like one or the other kind of deal.
All right.
But yeah, it's basically how many I got? I've never actually counted this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I got like 10. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's no pressure, no explanations. So favorite pastime or music?
Fuck, don't think about it. That's how golf.
Here we go
for
already.
sure.
Yeah.
Golf for sure. Favorite music.
No. No, like one or the other. Your pastime or music.
Oh, fucking music.
You still hesitated.
Music. Yeah, because golf is pretty great, dude. Golf is pretty good.
When it comes to listening, underground or mainstream?
Underground.
When it comes to music, creating or performing?
Fucking creating.
When it comes to listening, singles or albums?
Singles.
When it comes to creating, singles or albums?
Albums.
Fair. New music or classics?
Classics.
I was gonna say I feel like that one's too easy. I feel like knew that one.
Yeah.
Travel or homebody?
Travel like a motherfucker.
Morning or night?
Mornings now.
Nice. That's different because I think I'm gonna be changing to that very soon, especially with this fucking kid.
Oh yeah, you're fucked. You fucked screwed. Up, bro. It's that fucking quarantine got your ass. That's what happened.
Yeah. Summer or winter?
It's fucking winter.
That's the LA talking, isn't it?
Winter. No, dude. I think most of LA loves summer. I like winter. Well, you know what? That's the shit. Winter's nice because it's not too cold here and it's not too hot.
That's what I'm saying. That's gotta be an LA
78, 78. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fuck yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hey, I forget I live here, dude.
Yeah, a winter here is like for
-20.
Oh, it's crazy. It's just cold. Fame and fortune or cult-like fan base?
Cult-like fan base, papa.
And for the people, Biggie or Tupac?
That's fucked up. That's a fucked up question. Tupac, West Coast. What's up? Fuck him.
So I said like the cult-like fan base thing. So that's it for the game. But like the you said that cult-like, you know? I mean, it's it connects a lot better. Like that comes down to what we were talking about at the start of the interview with the whole longevity, but at the same time aspiring to be like a C-list artist that can maintain what's that kind of career, as opposed to just getting that A-class stardom. Like that cult-like fan base will carry you through an entire career, as opposed to,
and they allow you to be yourself longer. Or, you know, like they allow you to be yourself as an artist.
There's nothing dictating you as to be somebody.
You hit A-list. Now you got to be a cash cow for these people. And now you have to always be ahead of the trends. And like, you know, I feel like it's better. It's better to be here where we're at, you know, like, or obviously we want to get more above where we're at, but it's just better, man. It's better. I feel like it's less stressful. I feel like it's more you. I feel like you get to connect on a deeper level, you know?
Oh, hell yeah. So. All right, last few questions. I guess they're a little bit more weighted, but why is it important for you to make music? Why is music important to you?
Shit just hasn't felt right without it, you know? I went through some shit, you know, like years ago, a few years back, where I had fallen out. I was in a bad place in my life and I had stopped doing music for like a year. And I tried to just move on from it. And no, it just didn't feel right. Like I feel like it's something that's been a part of me, and it's the only time I'm being truly honest with myself. So definitely need that shit.
How do you want to be perceived as a person? End of the day, when all is said and done, how do you want to be perceived as a person instead of just an artist?
I just want people to get that genuine feeling from me. I feel like I've tried my best to be a person, like, I don't want to say like integrity and all that shit, but just some motherfucker fool that never had to do anything else to be cool, or like, you know, like I've just genuinely cared about the people around me. I've genuinely done things out of the kindness of my heart, or because I believe they're right, or what I wanted to do, you know, like I just want to be looked at as a genuine person, you know?
Fair enough. And you've actually described that throughout this entire interview as well. So I mean, for you to say that kind of pieces it all together, and it makes a lot more sense. So
yeah, thank you.
With that being said, that concludes this actual interview. All the questions from me, anyways. This is the time for you to mention any side hustles, other business ventures you got going on, plug your socials, any new music you got going on, where they can find you. The floor is yours.
All right. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Where is Hollow? Yeah, I'll be doing some fucking skits too. What's up? Where is Hollow? All one word. Hollow with an O, please. HOLLOW. On Spotify, Hollow Visions. And hit up EOTR, man. We have the EOTR network on IG. We have printing business now, so we can make your merch. I don't know how we'll work over in Canada. That might be a bitch, so we might not be worth it overseas, you know.
But I mean, when it comes to touring and stuff, coming over there.
Oh yeah, you come. We got a studio for you. We got filming capabilities. We got DJs. We got directors. We got screen printers. Yeah, we have it all, man. We're right here in between Pico Rivera, Oil Heights, man. Come fuck with us.
No, man, this has been dope. And it's funny because like I've been meaning to talk to all you guys, and I plan to talk to all you guys in EOTR on this show because it's nothing but knowledge, and everybody's got their own perspective. Everybody's got their own story, and meeting every one of you, or not even every one of you, just a handful of you, through New School Rules, and then further me actually taking a trip over to LA to see you guys.
Yeah,
super dope. Here. But like I look forward to growing this connection, this friendship, this collaboration that we have, and building, man. Because I mean, if we can connect the East and the West, especially Canada to US, this is something that definitely needs to happen. And if I can provide a lane for people here to go there, or vice versa, then that's I'll consider that a success as well. So
we definitely want to get up there, man. That's been the goal. So hopefully by next year.
Yeah, man, we've been talking about that for I feel like a few years now.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that like the pandemic didn't fucking help. So there. But we'll get there. Sure. We'll definitely get you up here as soon as we can. And I plan on coming back down for sure because I need a break from over here, man.
I bet, man. I bet you've been trapped.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But like I said, it's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another dope episode of Party on a Podcast with yours truly, Marked. That's MARK''D, and my associate, my friend, and podcast partner for today, Hollow Visions. Be sure to check out the music. Be sure to check out EOTR Network. Those guys have some game-changing shit going on the West Coast that needs to be taken note of. So till next time, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for coming on the show with me. And let's do this again. Let's come back and see how we manifested all this shit in a year's time.
Yeah. I want to see that baby next time, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah. All right, bro. Thanks man. Again, man. It's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah. Appreciate
Take a shot of sunlight, drink in my hand. Do it every week with my feet in the sand. I can do it someday.